Have you ever wondered, how do planes fly?
The reason for this is lift. It's the force which pushes the plane up.
Newton's third law tells us that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So that means that if this plane is moving up, it must have exerted an equal and opposite force down.
This works because air is a fluid, and since fluids don't have a fixed shape, it makes it easier for molecules to be moved around to different places.
Take a look at this glass of water. If I put a wooden ball in it, it floats. But if I put a rock, it sinks. Now why is that? Any fourth grader would tell you the answer. It's density. The wooden ball being less dense than the water allows H2O molecules to move below, causing it to rise. The rock, on the other hand, is more dense than the water, meaning the H2O molecules move above it, causing it to fall. In fact, the only possible way for this rock to float is if I've somehow found a way to take all the water around it and push it down. So much so that the water below it becomes denser than the rock itself, pushing it up. It's the same thing with air. Unlike birds, planes can't flap their wings to actively push air to the ground. So how do they do it? In 1903, a pair of brothers came up with the genius idea to let the shape of the aircraft do this job for it. Take a look at this shape. It's called an airfoil. It's the shape that every aeroplane wing is modeled after. Notice how it curves to get thinner and thinner at the top, but at the bottom it stays flat. This is important because when still, the airfoil doesn't do much, but when it's moving, we get to see the magic of physics at full play. When the air brushes past it from the top, it gets more space as the shape gets smaller and smaller, allowing the air to move fast because it has more room to float. But the space at the bottom is a lot tighter, which means the air that flows below it kinda gets in its own way and it becomes cramped. Suddenly we have a pressure difference, where the air above is moving fast but the air below is moving slow, creating a low pressure zone at the top and a high pressure zone at the bottom. This high pressure ultimately means that the air below the plane is denser, exerting an equal and opposite force up, allowing the plane to fly.